Hello and welcome to Catalyze Music Academy. My name is Zaak Kerstetter. I'm an Ableton Certified Trainer. And for today's quick tip, I want to do a little bit of sound design because we haven't been doing a lot of that on the channel recently. And I want to take a look at how to make a kind of like zipping kind of sound where it kind of like sounds like it's speeding up or slowing down, or it also sounds kind of like it's like bouncing around a little bit. And to do so, we're going to be using our old friend Serum because we also have not really been using him a whole lot on the channel recently. Before we dive into that, I do want to let you know if you are enjoying the content on the channel, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Check out the Patreon, check out the Discord. It is all very greatly appreciated. So the way I want to approach this is specifically by taking a look at Serum's noise oscillator, which I think oftentimes goes underappreciated. This is a really versatile tool that can do a lot of different kinds of sounds beyond just noise. So if I go ahead and just play some MIDI notes, it just sounds like white noise. And there are a bunch of different kinds of noise built in here. All sounds like noise. And the interesting thing about these is that these are not actually, this is not actually an oscillator. This is actually a sample. So it's playing little tiny samples and it's just looping them. So they sound like it's an oscillator. And there's a bunch of stuff in here. There's like the organic ones are really cool. There's all kinds of fun, interesting noise things. But I want to take a look specifically at the attacks miscellaneous folder and specifically the glass lids. These are really cool sounds. To do this kind of sound design though, you can experiment with different kinds of samples and that also totally works fine. So if I play a note on glass lid 1, you can hear it repeating and just a loop. It's just like a clicking sound that's looping. That's all that's really happening here. And if I play different ones, some are slower and some are faster, depending on which one I'm using. Now, the other thing you may notice here is that this is fixed frequency. It doesn't matter what MIDI note that I play, it's always going to be the same sample. We can turn this off or change this by clicking this guy. This is going to make it respond to MIDI notes. So if I play a lower MIDI note, it not only sounds lower, but because it's a lower pitch, it's going to be a longer sample. So it's going to take longer to loop, the lower the note goes. Or if I play a higher note, you can hear it looping at different timings. So if that may not be what you want, I kind of like it in this situation so I can try out different frequencies and kind of see how it loops. The other thing that we can do, regardless of whether we use this control or not, is we can manually change the pitch. And as we're changing the pitch, we're changing the time. That's a low pitch and it's slower. So that's mostly what we're going to play around with, but we can also turn this on to change it as well. So we're going to take this pitch control and we're going to go envelope 2, and we're going to give ourselves a kind of like descending envelope like this. And we're going to apply this envelope 2 to the pitch control. So in this situation, it's going to start at a really high pitch, which means it's going to start really fast, and then it's going to slow down over time. Like that. Now, depending on how fast I want it to start and how slow I want it to end, I can adjust these values. So I can do something like this. Like that. So it creates this like, kind of like zipping kind of sound, which I think is really fun and can be used in a lot of different kinds of sound design, especially for that kind of like ear candy background sound kind of stuff. We could also try out the different glass lids and kind of see how they sound. And again, we can adjust these values. Or we could play it at a lower pitch or a higher pitch. And again, get all kinds of cool, interesting things. We could also go the other direction where we could have it start slower and then speed up over time. And we can also adjust the kind of rate or the curve of our envelope here. So in this situation, it's going to be slower for longer. Like that. So a really easy kind of sound design, a lot of fun, different kind of combinations you come up with. Artists like Of the Trees or people in the kind of like glitch hop kind of area use this kind of sound design quite a bit. And we can again try a few different glass lids. Actually, I have that one start way faster. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff you can do with it. It's really up to you to get creative with it. And then now that you're here, you can start tossing effects on it. So I could put like some delay and maybe some reverb just to get some cool, interesting, mostly interesting background sounds or glitchy sounds. Like that. So that's the idea here. Play around with it. You don't need to use Serum to make this work. You could use other samplers, both Simpler and Sampler and Live can do the exact same thing. You're just going to be applying an envelope to the pitch, which will then change the rate at which it loops, which speeds it up and slows it down while also changing the pitch, which is really cool. So that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed watching that. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Is this useful? Is this the kind of thing you want to see on the channel more? Let me know all that kind of stuff. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again soon in another video. Thanks for watching.